Hi everyone, I'm Patricia, a Phoenix-based real estate agent and proud owner of my own agency. I built my success from the ground up. For years, I thought I had it all, a beautiful daughter, a seemingly perfect marriage, and a thriving business. But life, as it often does, had other plans. Living in North Scottsdale with my Mercedes in the driveway felt like a dream come true. 6 years ago, at the Phoenix Children's Hospital Charity Gala, I met Philip Thompson. He was dashing in his tuxedo, confidently working the room as a rising financial analyst. "You must be the real estate powerhouse everyone's talking about," he said, handing me a glass of champagne. "Guilty as charged," I replied, laughing, though I prefer to let my sales numbers do the talking. That night sparked a whirlwind romance. Within a year, we were married in a lavish ceremony. When our daughter, Marcia, was born 4 years ago, I thought my happiness was complete. "Patricia, you're glowing," my best friend and office manager, Maria Rodriguez, said at Marcia's first birthday. "You really have it all." "I know, Maria. Sometimes I have to pinch myself," I admitted. Even Robert Hayes, my mentor who taught me everything about real estate, had faith in me. "Kid, you've built something special here. Don't let anyone dim your light." I wish I'd taken his advice to heart. Subtle cracks began to show after Marcia turned 3. Philip started questioning everything. "Another late showing? Can't it wait until tomorrow?" he'd ask, frustration in his voice. "It's a $2 million listing, Philip. The clients are only in town today." "Well, maybe if you spent more time at home, Marcia wouldn't be so clingy at daycare," he shot back. The tension grew. My friend Sonia Chen from Marcia's press school noticed the change. "You seem stressed lately. Is everything okay?" "Just busy with work," I'd lie, ignoring the growing knot in my stomach. Things weren't helped by Philip's sister, Lisa, who was always quick to judge. "My brother deserves a wife who puts family first," she'd say loudly at gatherings. A real mother wouldn't miss her daughter's dance class for a house showing. Philip became more controlling. He'd question every client call and monitor my phone. "Who's Michael? Why is he texting you at 8 p.m.? "He's a client, Philip. We're closing tomorrow." Sure he is. Real estate must be really exciting these days. Then the day came that changed everything. Philip walked in, tie loose and face pale. "I got laid off. Corporate restructuring," he muttered. I reached out to comfort him, but he pulled away. "Don't touch me. This is probably what you wanted anyway. Now you can be the big shop provider while I sit at home like a loser." Looking back, that was the moment my perfect life began to unravel. Philip spent his days on the couch, laptop open, claiming to be networking. But 3 months in, our savings were nearly gone. "You spent $500 at Morton's Steakhouse last night." "We agreed to cut back," I said, frustrated. "It was a networking dinner. Do you want me to find a job or not? And you're the one always spending money on suits and cars." "That's for work, Philip. I need to look professional." "Oh right, blame me for everything. Maybe if you weren't so obsessed with your career, I wouldn't have lost my job in the first place." Then came the credit card statement, $115,000 in charges at the Talking Stick Casino. "What's wrong?" Maria asked when I stormed into the office. "You look like you've seen a ghost." He opened credit cards in my name, 3 of them. "And look at these charges. Every time he says he's networking, it's a casino." "That's identity theft, Patricia. You need to act." But things only got worse. One Tuesday, I got a call from Marcia, sobbing. "Mommy, everyone's laughing at my clothes. Daddy said you forgot to do laundry." I rushed to her school to find her in a stained, torn dress I'd thrown in the donation pile months ago. Philip had dug it out of the garage. "Mrs. Thompson," the principal began gently, "we understand personal issues happen, but Marcia's well-being." That afternoon, my phone buzzed nonstop. Philip had sent photos to family, school parents, and even my clients. "Poor Marcia," his message read. "Her mother's too busy selling houses to do laundry." Sonia tried to reassure me over coffee. "Don't let him get to you. We all know you're a great mom." But Lisa's poison had spread. At school pickup, the whispers were unmistakable. I heard she leaves Marcia with a nanny every weekend. Apparently, I hadn't cooked a meal in months and my brother was gambling again. Those were the whispers Lisa had been spreading at family gatherings. At one particularly tense dinner, I couldn't hold back anymore. "You want to spread rumors, Lisa? Why not spread the truth for once?" I snapped, my voice low but sharp. How dare you? She retorted, feigning indignation. Philip told me about your spending, your late nights. Who's really to blame here? The tension hung heavy, but the real blow came the next day when Maria walked into my office, her face grim. Remember those networking events Philip's always talking about? She asked. Well, I had my cousin follow him last night. And? I asked, my chest tightening. He's seeing his old secretary, the one from Johnson Financial. She handed me a folder. Inside were receipts for hotels, jewelry, and expensive dinners. All this while Philip claimed we couldn't afford to buy Marcia a new school uniform. That night, I waited for him to come home. As soon as he walked through the door, I confronted him. I want a divorce, I said firmly. What? His face twisted in disbelief. I found everything, Philip. The gambling, the affairs, the credit cards. He lunged forward, knocking over a lamp. You ungrateful. I gave you everything. No, I said, my voice steady. I gave you everything, and you destroyed it all. The next morning, I called my lawyer. Signing the divorce papers, I thought of our wedding day, how happy I'd been. But that man, the one I thought I'd married, was gone. Maybe he never existed at all. The monster wearing his face had made sure our daughter went to school in rags just to hurt me. This wasn't just about me anymore. This was war. The divorce proceedings turned uglier than I'd imagined. Philip and Lisa spread lies faster than I could counter them. Every custody exchange was a nightmare. Marcia would cling to me, sobbing, Mommy, Daddy says you don't want me anymore. He says you love houses more than me. I overheard Philip coaching her during one of his custody days. Don't answer your mother's calls. She's too busy anyway. One day, Sonia called me frantically. Patricia, I just saw Marcia at school pickup. She was saying disturbing things about you, about locking her in her room when you work. Lisa was there, recording everything on her phone. Maria burst into my office the next morning, waving a stack of papers. Look at these emails I found. Philip's been contacting your clients, telling them you're having a mental breakdown. Remember the Henderson deal that fell through? He scared them off. But it didn't stop there. He's been forging paperwork, Maria continued, claiming he invested in the agency when you started it. Thankfully, Robert stepped in. Listen, kid, I've got a friend handling your case personally, but we found something disturbing. Philip's gambling debts. They're tied to some dangerous people. One night, during a heated argument, Philip slipped up. You think you're so smart? I've been planning this for months. By the time I'm done, you'll be working as my secretary in the agency I'll own. I'd started recording everything after the school incident. His threats, his lies, they were all documented. One evening, he was 2 hours late for a custody drop-off. Marcia wasn't at home. Panicking, I called the neighbor, who told me they'd found my 4-year-old wandering the street alone. Daddy went to the casino again, Marcia said tearfully to the CPS worker. He told me to watch TV until he came back. Things escalated further when Amanda, Philip's former secretary, reached out to me. You need to know the truth, she said. We weren't just having an affair. He used my computer at Johnson Financial to hide money from the IRS. Marcia's teacher, Mrs. Martinez, requested an urgent meeting. She's having episodes during his custody days, crying, refusing to participate. Yesterday, she said, Daddy's friends from the casino scare me. At the next custody exchange, Philip and Lisa showed up clearly drunk. You think you're winning? Philip slurred. I own you. I made you successful. Without me, you're nothing. I slipped my phone into my pocket, its recording app already running. Keep talking, Philip, I said quietly. Tell me more about how you made me successful. He ranted about forged documents, tax evasion, and his plans to steal my business. Every word was captured perfectly. The next morning, I called my lawyer. I want emergency custody. Now. That night, as I held Marcia while she slept, I realized this wasn't just about survival anymore. Philip hadn't just tried to destroy me, he'd put our daughter in danger. The gloves were off. I had everything I needed to end this, and I was going to use all of it. At the final custody hearing, my lawyer laid it all out. Recordings, financial documents, therapy reports. Everything. The judge's face grew darker with each revelation. Full custody is granted to Mrs. Martinez. Mr. Thompson, your visitation rights are suspended pending further investigation. That same week, Philip's past finally caught up with him. The IRS Criminal Division knocked on his apartment door. "Remember those documents you forged at Johnson Financial?" one agent asked, holding a thick folder. "Your secretary kept copies." As if that weren't enough, two large men in leather jackets intercepted Philip outside the courthouse. "Casino debt collectors," they growled. Philip tried to run but barely made it to his car before they caught him. "Please, I can explain," he begged, but their patience had long since run out. Then came Johnson Financial's internal audit, revealing years of embezzlement. Philip had been stealing long before he met me. Lisa showed up at my office, desperate and teary-eyed. "You have to help him. We're family." "Family?" I scoffed. "Like when you helped him send Marcia to school in rags." Lisa's troubles weren't far behind. Her own company uncovered a fraud scheme she'd been running. "Learned it from your brother?" I asked as she packed up her office in shame. Philip's girlfriend Amanda finally realized who he truly was when debt collectors came knocking at her door. "He used my credit cards too," she sobbed. "And I believed all his lies about you." The dominoes kept falling. Philip declared bankruptcy before being hit with federal charges. Lisa moved into a cramped studio apartment and took a job folding sweaters at the mall. Meanwhile, my agency thrived. A luxury development group signed exclusively with us, cementing our reputation as a premier real estate firm. "You're an inspiration," Maria said during our celebration dinner. Marcia blossomed in therapy, shedding her fears. "Mommy, I'm not scared anymore," she told me one day, her bright smile lighting up the room. I started a support group for divorced mothers, sharing my story and helping others recognize the warning signs I had missed. Then came Philip's last attempt. He approached me outside my office, looking disheveled in a prison jumpsuit during a work release day. "Jen, I've changed," he said, his voice hollow. "I'm getting help. We could try again." "Goodbye, Philip," I said, walking away without a second glance. 5 years later, Marcia and I stood at the top of the Eiffel Tower. My 9-year-old daughter, once traumatized, now confidently snapped photos with her camera. "Look, Mom, I can see our hotel." My phone buzzed with news of another successful closing by my now multi-state agency. The support group had evolved into a recognized nonprofit, helping hundreds of women rebuild their lives. Meanwhile, Philip cleaned prison toilets for 12 cents an hour, and Lisa still folded sweaters. I hadn't taken their calls in years. "Mom," Marcia said, hugging me as the sun set over the city of lights. "I'm so glad we're free." I held her close, my heart full. "Me too, baby, me too." We had not just survived, we had thrived. My success wasn't about revenge, it was justice, plain and simple. The best revenge was living well, and we were living beautifully. What would you do if your spouse deliberately harmed your child just to ruin your reputation? Would you show mercy if they begged for forgiveness, or would you hold firm like Patricia did? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Hi, I'm Jennifer. I'm 28 years old and the proud owner of Glam and Grace, one of the most successful salons in the Highland District. Building this from scratch after beauty school wasn't easy, but I made it happen. Sweetie, your father and I are just so proud of what you've accomplished here. It's practically a family business now. That's Jessica, my stepmom. She loves to act like she had anything to do with my success. She married my dad, Tom, when I was 16, and ever since, she's tried to run everyone's life like it's her personal reality show. Actually, Jessica, I built this place entirely on my home. No family money involved. "Oh, darling, don't be so sensitive," she replies with a dismissive wave. "I'm just trying to help you network. Maria here is very well connected." Maria, Jessica's best friend, offers me a fake socialite smile while sitting under the dryer during her weekly blowout. "Jessica tells me you're doing so well," Maria says, her voice dripping with condescension. "We must bring the whole country club crowd in here." Sandra, my salon manager and right-hand woman since day one, steps in smoothly. "The appointment book is pretty full these days." "Full for family? That's ridiculous," says Jessica's son, Rick, barging into the conversation. "Mom, tell her she's being difficult." "Nobody's getting special treatment, Rick, not even family," I say firmly. "This isn't how family behaves." Jessica snaps, her voice loud enough for all my clients to hear. "After everything your father and I have done for you." "What exactly have you done, Jessica?" I ask, my voice cold. Besides, show up expecting free services and dragging your friends along for the same. Jessica's face flushes. Well, I never. And that's the problem, I cut in. You never consider that this is my business, not your personal salon. I worked hard for this. Jessica stiffens. Your father will hear about this attitude. I was just trying to help you build connections, she huffs. Maria was going to recommend you to her charity committee friends for free services, of course. It's called marketing, darling. But clearly, you're too inexperienced to understand how things work in our circle. My circle is doing just fine, I reply. Sandra, please make sure everyone knows our friends and family discount policy. 10% off, just like any other loyal customer. Jessica grabs her designer purse, her face a storm cloud. Come on, Maria, we'll go to Claude's salon instead. They know how to treat elite clientele. Have fun paying triple for half the quality, Sandra calls after them as they storm out. Peter, my boyfriend, comes over and wraps an arm around me. You handled that perfectly, he says. Don't let them guilt you into giving away your hard work. Looking around at my bustling salon, I know he's right. I built this place on quality and fairness, not social climbing or freebies. If Jessica and her entourage can't respect that, they can take their entitled attitudes elsewhere. But Jessica isn't done. A few days later, she struts into the salon with 6 of her friends, all decked out in designer outfits and dripping entitlement. Ladies, the Peninsula Charity Ball starts in 4 hours, she announces dramatically. We need the works. Hair, makeup, nails, for everyone. Did you make appointments? I ask, already suspecting the answer. Oh please, Jessica scoffs. We don't need appointments. We're family. The salon is fully booked today, I reply, my voice steady. I have loyal, paying clients scheduled. Well, unschedule them, she snaps. This is the biggest social event of the season, and I've already told everyone my stepdaughter would take care of us. That's not happening, I say firmly. You can't just walk in and demand 7 full services worth over $2,000, especially for free. Jessica's face darkens. $2,000 for family? You ungrateful little. Keep your voice down, I warn. My prices are clearly posted. After a dramatic gasp from Maria, Jessica starts ranting. After everything we've done for you, can you believe this? My own stepdaughter charging me full price for a charity event. Maria chimes in. Honestly, it's shocking how money changes people. Remember when she was just a scholarship student at beauty school? Get out, all of you, now. You're nothing but a greedy little gold digger, just like your mother, Jessica hisses. And that's when Rick storms in, knocking over a product display. Mom says you're disrespecting our family again, he yells, pulling out his phone and snapping photos of clients. Let's see how your business does when everyone knows how you treat people. Sandra steps between us. Sir, you need to leave before I call security. Security? For family? Rick sneers. Later that evening, Peter shows me something on his laptop. Babe, look at this, he says grimly. Jessica's been taking out loans using your salon as collateral. She convinced your dad the money was for expansions. She can't do that, I stammer. Dad would never. She forged documents, Peter says. And there's more. She's been spreading stories about you stealing clients from other salons. My phone buzzes with a text from Sandra. Rick's been harassing clients as they leave. 3 cancellations today. Then I see Maria's social media post. Sad when success reveals someone's true colors. Some people forget their humble beginnings and the family that supported them. #ungrateful, #greed. I feel my blood boil. Jessica isn't just after free services anymore. She's trying to destroy everything I've built. This ends now, I tell Peter, pulling out my phone to call my father. It's time he knew exactly what his wife is doing with his money and my business. Peter nods. Want me to send the loan documents to your lawyer? Yes, I say. And Peter, thank you for always having my back. Always, babe. Nobody messes with my girl's dream and gets away with it. As I dial, I glance out the window and spot Rick loitering outside, still taking photos. This isn't just about entitlement anymore. It's about protecting what I've worked so hard to build from people who think they can destroy it. You're not going to believe this, Peter says, sliding his laptop toward me. Jessica's been involved in 3 failed spas before she married your dad. Each time she convinced investors to pour money in then disappeared when things went south. Wait, show me the dates, I say, leaning in. He scrolls down. The last spa shut down just 2 months before she met your father. My stomach churns as I process his words. And Peter says, clicking to another screen, she was facing lawsuits from all 3 businesses. Then, suddenly, she meets a wealthy businessman, your dad, and all her legal troubles vanish. Before I can respond, Sandra bursts into my office, holding her phone. Boss, you need to see this. The video shows Rick outside my salon at 3:00 a.m., spray painting FRAG across the front windows and slashing the delivery van's tires. That Lil, I choke on my anger. It gets worse, Sandra says. Dozens of clients are showing up for appointments they never made. Someone hacked our booking system. Let me guess, I say bitterly, all during our busiest hours. Sandra nods grimly. The fake confirmations look legit. Jessica's trying to make us look incompetent. Before I can respond, my phone rings. Miss Thompson, says a stern voice. This is the city inspector. We've received multiple complaints about health code violations at your salon. What? I exclaim. That's impossible. We just passed inspection last month. Nevertheless, we'll need to conduct an emergency inspection tomorrow, he replies. I hang up seething. Jessica isn't just sabotaging my business, she's escalating her attacks. Peter interrupts my thoughts. Babe, check this out. He turns his screen toward me, revealing a video chat with a woman. My name's Linda, she says. Jessica was my business partner. She destroyed my life. What happened? I ask. She convinced me to invest my retirement fund into a spa, Linda explains, her voice trembling. Then she vanished with everything. When I tried to sue, all the paperwork disappeared. Peter pulls up another screen. And it gets worse. I've been digging through your dad's company records. Look at these transfers. My heart sinks as I scan the document. Jessica's been moving company money through shell accounts for years, Peter explains. The total's close to $500,000. And look here, your dad's signature is forged on all of them. I barely have time to process this before my phone buzzes with another message. It's from Maria's daughter. Hey Jennifer, Mom doesn't know I'm texting you, but you should see what Jessica says about you in their group chat. Screenshots flood my phone. Jessica's messages detail a coordinated attack, fake reviews, bogus complaints, and plans to harass my clients. But that's not all. She's openly bragging about how she's handling my father's money. Peter looks up from his laptop, his jaw set. Jessica's not just a manipulative stepmom. She's a con artist. She's been playing us all, I murmur, staring at the mountain of evidence. Sandra texts me again. Security footage shows Rick trying to break into the back office. Cops are on their way. Looking at the chaos Jessica and her accomplices have unleashed. Fraudulent businesses, embezzlement, forged signatures, and relentless harassment. I finally see the full picture. She thought she could destroy everything I've built, I say, my voice steady with determination. But she didn't count on me fighting back. Peter nods. Your dad needs to see all of this. He will, I say, steeling myself. But first, we're talking to those other business owners she scammed. How many have you found? 7 so far, Peter replies, and they're all ready to help take her down. Before I can respond, my phone buzzes again. This time, it's a post from Maria's daughter. OMG, Mom's charity is totally fake. Can't believe Jessica's been pocketing donations for years. Hashtag exposing fraud, hashtag champagne charity scam. Attached are receipts, proof of Jessica's lies. I watch in real time as the post spreads like wildfire. Within hours, the country club crowd is in chaos, and my phone won't stop buzzing. Did you see? They just arrested Rick. Sandra bursts into my office, breathless. Turns out he had outstanding warrants for assault. They caught him vandalizing the salon. Karma's finally catching up, Peter says, walking in and holding up his phone. Check Twitter. Jessica's old business partners are going viral with their stories. 7 different fraud cases. She's toast. The door slams open and my father storms into the salon, his face red with anger. Where is she? Where is Jessica? Dad, I saw the evidence, Jennifer. The embezzlement, the forged signatures, the loans against your salon. How long have you known? We just put it all together. I'm so sorry, Dad. Don't apologize, he says, shaking his head. I'm the one who brought her into our lives. But no more. I've already called my lawyer. I want a divorce. The door chimes, and in walks Maria, looking uncharacteristically nervous. Jennifer, I need to apologize, she says quietly. I had no idea Jessica was stealing from the charity committee. We've all been such fools. My phone lights up with notifications, dozens of 5-star reviews pouring in from real clients defending us against Jessica's fake ones. News outlets are asking for interviews about Jessica's charity scam, Sandra says, grinning. Oh, and your new location permits just got approved. Turns out the city inspector was one of Jessica's friends. Peter adds, she's under investigation now too. 2 weeks later, I'm checking the construction progress at my second salon when Sandra calls. Jessica's here, she says, and she looks rough. I step outside to find Jessica waiting by my car. The designer clothes and perfect makeup are gone, replaced with discount store attire and dark circles under her eyes. Jennifer, please, she says, her voice trembling. Everyone's abandoned me. The country club revoked my membership. Tom froze all the accounts. I have nothing left. That's not my problem, I say, crossing my arms. I was wrong, okay. I admit it. I'll tell everyone the truth. Just help me. We're family. No, Jessica, I reply, my voice cold. We're not. We never were. You tried to destroy everything I built. I can change, she pleads. I'll make it up to you. Walking past her to my car, I hear her sobbing. Please, I'm sorry. I don't even turn around. 6 months later, I'm cutting the ribbon at my second location. Peter, now my fiancé, cheers from the front row. Dad's healing and dating a kind woman who actually earned her success. Look at this, Sandra says, showing me her phone. It's an article about Jessica's bankruptcy filing. She's living in a studio apartment, working as a telemarketer. Rick is serving time for multiple charges. Maria and her daughter approach me beaming. Your new place is gorgeous, Jennifer, Maria says. Would you consider being our official stylist for the Real Charity Gala? Full price, of course. Send your event coordinator over, I say, smiling. We'll work something out. Later that night, Peter holds me close. I'm so proud of you, babe. You didn't just survive, you thrived. Looking around at my expanding business, my real friends, and my stronger-than-ever family, I realize something. Toxic people sometimes do you a favor by showing their true colors. They think they're destroying you, but they're really setting you free. I heard Jessica's living off grocery store box die these days. Karma really is a stylist with a perfect memory for those who deserve a make-under. What would you do if someone close to you, a person you trusted, turned out to be sabotaging your success? Would you expose them immediately or gather evidence quietly like I did? Share your thoughts in the comments below.